it's my craft box. I hope you're ready because I'm going to show you what comes in the August craft box, okay? Y'all are going to like this, I think. So let's see if we can get moving. All right, so for August, we have a 12-inch round, okay? It's got holes in it for hanging up here. And you might notice it's got holes down here too, okay? It comes with all the stuff you need, okay? This little arrow that hangs down at the bottom, okay? And it says Farm Fresh Pumpkins this way on the little sign. Hi, Joni. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome, ladies. So you can comment the word August. Let me put that here, actually. Let me do it before I get started and get paint all over myself, okay? You also get 5 paint colors, okay? They come in little jars like this. You get a big one for white, and then a medium size amount of orange, and medium yellow, a little bit of green, and a little bit of black, okay? Hi, Tammy. You also get 3 of these little sponges, okay? And as you've seen me do, the sponges you can use multiple times, okay? Let them dry. Cut off the end, which is what we're gonna do tonight. I'll show you exactly what I do. So these are all used. I don't know if you can tell. That one you can definitely tell. Okay, I used that one with brown last night, I think. And with my papaya, okay? So I'm gonna take my good scissors and I'm just gonna trim the end off, okay? And then it's brand new, okay? And I'm gonna do that for all of them. This one just looks like it had white on it. And I didn't wash these or anything. I just set them on my desk, let them dry overnight, and they're good as new. Okay, I can probably use these another 2, maybe 3 times if I wanna get down to the nub, okay? So I'm gonna show you. Hi, Lori. Hi, Joanne. Welcome. So we're gonna do the round white. You also get some raffia, okay, and some jute, the thick jute that I love, okay? Hey, Lisa, welcome. So you can comment the word August to get the link to go grab this, okay? So this is your container of white, and you do, all you are going to need is your own paintbrushes, okay? A couple of paintbrushes, or you can use the little makeup sponges if you want. You also will need some glue, okay? But that's it. And everything else is included, free shipping on the box itself. And it's so cute. Y'all are gonna freak out whenever you see how adorable this turns out. And lucky me, I haven't done this one yet either, so I'm probably gonna freak out whenever I see it done too, because I just love this cutout so much. Hi, Sandra, how are you? Welcome. So I just wanted to tell you all that I've got my Etsy shop up and running, and thank you all so much for shopping on it. I appreciate it. Everything that anybody has ordered on there has shipped. So exciting. So trying to get Star Seller. So if you want to help me out, if you ordered something and you've received it, I would love for you to go put a review on my page, okay? All right. Because I have like hardly any sales on there. So I have like 1 review, I think, from last year. So if you don't mind, that would be awesome. I would love to get Star Seller like next month or immediately, whatever. All right. I know, I saw that, Lori. I saw you, girlfriend. I also got your stuff mailed too. And it'll go out tomorrow, but you should have gotten tracking today because I did get it packed up earlier. And so, by the way, those were the new files, those pumpkins and stuff, and that I got from that designer from the subscription program that I signed up for. And oh my gosh, they're so cute. I love them. Okay, so here's my white. I'm going to see what we're going to do. I don't know if I'm going to go darker on that. I know for a fact that I want to kind of make it look a little rustic, so I may not cover it like entirely, like with a full coverage. I don't know, haven't decided, but we're doing the arrow also, okay? And this amount of paint should be plenty for this project, okay? So, and obviously we're testing it tonight. I tested it last month whenever I put out the craft box to make sure it was going to be enough, and it was plenty. So I'm pretty sure it will be perfect. Now, for the rest of this, we're going to use some different colors. I'm going to just set this aside for a minute and go ahead and do the black. Okay, good. Hi, Anita. Welcome. You can comment August to get the link to get the craft box for this month. And it's free shipping, of course. We're going to use black. We're going to do these little words up here real quick. And I'm going to just dip right into my little jar. I did wet my sponge just a little. I don't know if y'all caught that or not. I just sprayed a little bit of water on it just to help it spread the paint a little easier. So this is acrylic paint, and it's nice thick paint. It's the good stuff. And it covers really nicely. So in fact, I mean, adding a little water to it just thins it enough to where it'll spread easier. So I'm just using acrylic paint. These are Waverly chalk paints and the folk art home decor that I love so much. So that's what comes with your in your little jars. So you get the good stuff, girl. Okay. All right. Now I am going to, on my little stems over here, I am going to use my paint pen. Okay. Now I'm not sending brown. I probably should, but I'm not, because it's literally just these three little things. Okay. So that's the only other thing that you'll need, or you can leave them natural. Okay. But they paint really fast with a little marker. All right. And again, you can comment August to get the link to go grab this. It is up and live on my Etsy shop. And shipping is included with the box. All the cutouts, the paint, the supplies and embellishments that come with it, everything's included. All right. Okay. So, yeah, you probably do. Okay, so we're going to move on to green. I am leaving my black out just in case if I end up needing it still. Let me see. I'm trying to think what I'm doing here. I don't know. I'm out of my brain fog that I was in yesterday. I had another long day today. I don't know what is going on. And I found out today that next week I have to go to Atlanta for a couple of days. So I will be packing up my craft stuff to take with me and make sure that I think I watered this down a little too much. Make sure I do a couple of lives, and I'll be coming back on Wednesday night. So it'll probably be late Wednesday whenever I finally get home. But it'll be a quick trip, so that's good. At least it's not like I don't have to stay for the whole week or for more than a week. That would be really horrible, but not too bad, I guess. All right, that's pretty good. And then let's move on to our orange. So I want to do my letters and my pumpkins all in orange. I'm going to move this over so I don't somehow get orange all over the place. And then I gave you a little bit of yellow. Now you can do yellow instead of orange if you want to. But I am going to use the yellow to accent. Okay. So let me see if I can not make this hop all over the place. If I can stick it down, that'd be good too. Okay. Now, our little pumpkins are so cute. They're going to be layered with their leaves and their stems. All right, here we go. But yeah, Anita, everything comes in a little kit for you so that you don't have to really have anything besides a couple paintbrushes, maybe some brown paint. But actually, a lot of people end up liking the way that the wood looks. And it's just brown anyway, so for the stems. But everything else, the jute, I even send you some raffia to use. Make yourself a cute little raffia bow. And all the stuff, even some little makeup sponges for you, so that you have a project that you can make right away. I love that paint. And I think that they are owned, or like Folk Art, I think they're the same company. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but their bottles are like the same. And I don't know if it's just because they're so similar, but every time that I search the internet for Waverly or Folk Art, both of them pop up. And they're very similar. The way they go on, their thickness, all that good stuff is very, very similar. So I don't know if they're owned by the same company. Hi, Karen. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. So y'all can comment August to get the link to get the craft box this month. And, oops. I think you're gonna like this one. Oops. Y'all, I'm so ready for fall, okay? I've been showing Chris all the little fall projects I've been making, and he's just begging, please let this bring cool air. I'm like, okay. Yeah, right. We are in Texas, dear, and South Texas too, so it's like hot and stifling outside. And I cannot figure out for the life of me how guys people work outside. It's not just men. But I couldn't do it. I am too much of a wuss, I guess. I'm not trying to be sweaty. I don't like my hair being down whenever I'm hot. I immediately, if I start to even glisten, even slightly, I'm putting my hair up. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready too, Lori. I am. And it doesn't get that cold here, so it's kind of nice whenever it cools off a little bit, but it just doesn't hang around long enough. I mean, a lot of the times growing up and like even into my adult years, I would be wearing shorts and a tank top at Christmas. Like going to my grandma's wearing a tank top. I have so many pictures from Christmas at her house where I was wearing a tank top, which is just crazy to me. Especially once we lived in Tennessee, there was no wearing a tank top at Christmas time. I mean, last year it snowed. Those Dozer's first snow was Christmas. This orange I'm liking that a lot. That's a great pumpkin orange right here. Now, obviously that's way too much paint, so you'll have extra. For all of these colors, I think is probably overkill on the paint amount. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Way too hot to wear a costume at Halloween. Oh my gosh. And like all those kids that their parents put paint all over their face or the makeup stuff. Ugh. That makes me just want to gag. Just imagining how hot that is. I just cannot. Oh, it makes me just want to be sick immediately. But, you know, I hate being cold too. But at least being cold, I can put on a sweater. You know, I can add clothes. I can have a blanket. I can make myself comfortable. I cannot take my skin off. So, when it's so hot and that's all you want to do is just peel your skin right off, that's a problem. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to do one more little layer with this green. There we have it. I think that's pretty good. I may do one more with the black too. Sometimes, so the black's really good, but like, I feel like this wood just like sucks that paint in which is not bad. You know, then it doesn't get all cakey and stuff, but like it soaks it up really good. So make sure that your paint layers are even, and that you go over it one more time, that's good, I think. So I do think I might do one more layer of white on here, just to, yeah, exactly. I can't rip my skin off, which sometimes in the heat I want to. Ooh, that's too thick. Ugh. I did not mean to do that bright white, but I guess we're gonna go with it now. That's okay. I have a plan. And like, I mean, this is a ton of white. This is the double the size of the small ones, because last month I needed a lot of white for that dragonfly round. So you should have plenty. All right, and there's my little arrow. Oh, I did. I lost one and it fell. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same for my round real quick, and then we'll start putting this baby together. And like, I mean, this is pretty easy one. Quick little fall decor for you. I think I need a little bit of water here. This paint is like super duper thick. Let's see if I can. All right, I'm gonna, just putting a little bit of water in this color tray right here. Literally just sprayed water in it, okay? So that I can dip my brush and just add just a teensy bit of water here. I don't want to get too much water, but that way it'll help me spread this paint because it's getting real thick. All right. I don't know why I just pulled out that country accent like that. That's not my accent at all. But I guess this pumpkin patch theme has me feeling kind of country, ready for a hayride, you know? All right. All right, so tell me about, what is your favorite thing to do once it starts cooling down? Are you a pumpkin patch kind of girl? Are you a harvest festival? What is it that you like to go out and do? I don't even know. Just, I don't know. I don't think there's, hopefully not Christmas lights that early, but obviously trick-or-treating, mazes, corn mazes. I was trying to get the words out of my mouth. A hayride. I used to love hayrides. And pumpkin patches. Oh my gosh. So much fun getting to go and pick out your own pumpkin. One of my favorite things as a kid to be able to do. And plus the photo opportunity there. Oh my God. All right. So I just kind of messily painted this. Okay. I didn't do full coverage. This is what I intended a minute ago for the other one. It's looking a little shiplappy and I'm liking that effect. Okay, I'm gonna stick that over in the water and move some of this stuff out of the way. I think that one's for the orange. So I don't spill my paint, I'm gonna try and clean up my mess, okay, prior to moving on with my life here. And then I am going to keep my black out and that yellow. So as we start to put this together here in just a minute, we're going to add a little bit of razzle dazzle. Photography, yes, absolutely. Apple picking, I want to do that. I need to find a place around here. And pumpkins with your grandkids, I love that too. Sunflowers, I love it. Yes. Y'all, I need to get out in the world and do these things. All of them. Okay, so this is the yellow. It's kind of it's not like a bright yellow. It's like a sunflower yellow, okay? Now, I have no idea what I'm doing here, okay? So bear with me. I am gonna get just a little bit of water on my brush so that it's not so terribly bright, but here's what I'm thinking is just accents along the lines of my pumpkins. Okay. And it's not going to be perfect, but that's the intent, right? Is for it to not be perfect. And again, if you want to maybe do the yellow as your base and then add orange, that's an idea too. Okay. I am kind of curving my lines a little bit just so that it's not just straight lines down my little pumpkin. Just going around those little round and letting the lines, so the pumpkins are scored. So I'm letting them kind of guide me on where I'm going to paint my lines. Oh gosh, that's a lot of yellow. Okay. So a little more yellow than I anticipated over here, but it'll be fine. We'll be okay, I think, hopefully. Okay. Plus, we still have leaves to go on here, so we'll finish this off. And hopefully it'll kind of pull it together a little bit. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more up here. I went in a little bit light because I wasn't really sure. But I'm gaining confidence, and that's probably not always a good thing, but we'll see here. Hopefully I don't overdo it. Okay, so just a little bit of accent on my pumpkins. They're not perfect, but who is, right? I think they look good. Now, I'm going to just pull this off of here so that I can get this wood or cardboard out of the way. Okay. And these are dry-ish. I'm just not going to touch the yellow right at this moment. But get all of that off of there and toss that over there. And then I can move that to the side. And remember, we have our little arrow here too. So we're going to pull that one off as well. And then let us get our leaves. My tape is brand new. Be real careful whenever you're pulling stuff off of the tape or ink mat. If you're going to use an ink mat, be super gentle and careful because you could break your wood pieces, especially once you get to these words. They are very thin, okay? So let's see if we can roll it off, okay? No need to be manhandling it, which is my preferred way to do most things, is just manhandle it and then break it. So, well, I mean, I did say that, and I stand by that statement. I don't know that these pumpkins are like world-winning a world-winning paint job, but it's not my worst paint job for sure. Okay, all right. So let me, and you know what? I got a little bit of, let me see, of paint in this. Here we go. Look, I have a Q-tip right here. I got a little bit of paint in this hole right here, and I don't want to get it mixed with my black. I want to get this completely dry before we start messing with it. And if there's big globs of paint all over the place, that's not going to help me at all. It won't do me any favors. Okay. Oh, thank you. I love this shirt too. It's in my shop. All right. So let us dry this, and then we can get moving to putting it all together. I am going to add a little bit of accent here and give it a little bit of a rustic. You know, I just love that these days. I don't know why. Adding black to a white background to give it like a wood grain look has been my jam lately, and I'm back again with that same technique. All right, here we go. Now, I have another big paintbrush, and what I'm gonna do is it's dry. It's entirely dry. Wow, I just got a lot of black paint on there. Now, I'm taking it and I'm just gonna stamp it out, okay? And like, I did way too much paint on here, but I'm just going to try to get off as much as I can of that paint. And then I'm turning this sideways so that I'm going along the grain, okay? You don't want to go against it. And I'm just going to, and look at that, I took off too much of the black. Now, maybe if we stamp it off over here and then just, and like, you can't really go wrong with this, okay? It ends up being like kind of natural looking. Is that the right word? Like a wood grain, okay? Now you could use a brown if you wanted to, or any other color, really. That's like a, you could use like a, I want to say like a brownish, maroonish kind of color to do something a little different, like make it like a redwood kind of, but brown or black, definitely my go-to. And just a different shade of brown would help. So let me see, we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna turn it. And I don't wanna add too much to this one because my letters are black and I don't want them to just not really be seen on here. But you could even like dirty around the edges and really kind of age it, you know? And I'm just like getting like the very last bits of paint off of my brush, really. Okay. There we go. Okay. Just like that. Well, it's hard to see up that close. Okay. And then I think that's pretty good. Tempted to do a little bit more on this one, but I kind of want, let me see if I can. Get a little bit smaller of a brush. I don't know if that will help or not, but I kind of like going along the shiplap lines. Adding definition. I'm trying not to go back and forth, but it's kind of a struggle to not. And the great thing is you can literally just use the cardboard that I send with the cutouts to paint them. All right. So I think we're good. I'm going to leave it for now because forever. Because you know, like, you get to a point where too much is too much. And then you're beyond the point of being saved. Okay, so there's my little shiplap sign. I have all my pieces ready. It looks like this yellow paint is just about dry. There's a couple spots that I can see in the light. He's so good, Joanne. He's just precious. So we went to the vet the other day. Hi, Chelsea. How are you? We went for his annual, which his 1 year. It's crazy. I can't believe we've only had him for a year, and he's like humongous. But we took him to the vet, and y'all, he's just so sweet. Like, he is such a people person. He loves people, okay? And he just wants to meet all the humans. Every human that he comes across, he's best friends with and he loves, which is not always a good thing, okay? But he's so precious. Like, everybody just wants to be friends with him. And he was so good for the vet. He didn't freak out. He doesn't, so he's obsessed with me, which is really great too. I love that. But the vet was trying to take him in the back to go weigh him and give him his, well, I guess not give him his shots, give him a heartworm test and all that good stuff. And he was not trying to go. I actually had to walk. So they went, like, you know how they have, like, the door that you come into and then the back door that they go out and go back into the clinic part or whatever, where people don't, like, visitors don't go back there. Well, he was trying to take him back there, and Dozer was not having it. And he's 75 pounds, so he is not trying to go back there with this random guy. And so I had to, like, walk back there with him and then leave him back there. But I'm using my tacky glue, by the way. Other than that, he did great. And he's perfectly healthy. You know, it's crazy because my other dogs were old. I had a miniature Schnauzer who was 16 whenever he passed away. And we had a Chow Rottweiler Lab mix that was 15 whenever he passed. And, you know, I got so used to having senior dogs. And, like, every vet visit was bad news. Every vet visit was more medicine. You know, let's try this, let's try that. What's wrong now? You know? Plus, we were going to the vet, like, every week, pretty much. And when when one was sick, the other was fine, and then back and forth constantly, all the time. And so that is wearing, you know, it's really grating on you. And so it's so nice to have a young dog who's very healthy. Oh, are you? That's nice. Yeah, I probably could have with my other vet. He was like a down home, like small, a very small vet. But this place, they had a lot of hustle and bustle going on. There were tons and tons of animals back there. And so I'm sure it's a liability. But anyway, so yeah, the difference in having young dogs, a young dog versus older dogs is just crazy to me. Yeah, Dozer does not want to leave my side unless if Chris is home. Well, I take it back, okay? He doesn't want to leave my side unless if there were other people around. Like, I'm great for when it's just me and him and he just loves his mommy. But anybody else is here, he's like, bye. Okay, I'm trying to figure out, I just figured out how this lines up and now I don't know. But this does line up, I don't know. I set it down and realized how it lined up and then I couldn't figure it out again. But that's good enough, I think. My little pumpkin. I think my paint does look pretty good, so thank you for the confidence for me to paint it myself like that, because that was not part of the plan originally. But, you know, I see people do things and I'm like, ooh, I need to try that, but it never turns out like looking good. So I'm glad that did. All right, my little mini pumpkin here. And like drooling on myself here, sorry. All right. But yeah, Dozer's great. He's such a good dog, y'all. He cracks me up. He's a wild man. And you know, he's so smart. Okay, those are my 3 little pumpkins. I think they turned out really good. I'm liking them a lot. But yeah, he's so smart. He knows commands. He knows how to shake, or he knows how to high five. He knows to sit. And he's obsessed with ice. I don't know if I told y'all this, but ever since we had that party at our house, it was so hot, and he was running like a madman, chasing the kids. They brought these like electric bikes with them, and let me get this up here. They brought these electric bikes, and so they were riding him in the backyard, and he was chasing them all over the yard and loving it, and just playing fetch, because he loves to play fetch. And he was so hot, he's always panting. Plus he's got like real thick hair anyway. And of course, you know, plenty of water and all that stuff, but we had ice chests with drinks, you know, drinks, beer, all that stuff, Cokes. And somehow, I think I gave him a piece of ice, and that was a big mistake, because now he's obsessed with ice. And I cannot have a drink. I cannot go to the ice maker without him coming over there and sitting. He knows to sit, or else he doesn't get anything until he does. Sit patiently and wait for his pieces of ice. And then he goes over. He's got one of those like elevated beds in the living room, like between the living room and the kitchen, and he'll go onto that elevated bed and eat all that ice, and like he'll drop it, and it, because it's like that elevated bed, whenever he's standing on it, it kind of dips a little, and so the ice will go like underneath him. He'll be standing there and it'll go underneath, like underneath his body, on top of the bed still, and so he'll be chasing the ice around on that little thing, and like it's so funny. It cracks me up. So yeah, he's obsessed with ice. He just loves it so much. But I mean, I probably should have already known that he was going to be like that, because at our old house, he would lay on the vents. He would never want to lay anywhere except for on the vents. Yeah, so he does get dog ice cream pretty regularly. I buy him those pup cups, and he loves those. Of course. So now I also buy for myself and for Chris, I buy us those little miniature cups of ice cream, because we don't need like a whole gallon or half gallon or whatever. And so I like to buy the little Bluebell little party size ones, so that I can just eat one of those little things and be good, right? Well, I am using E6000, okay? I'm also going to use my tacky glue around the edges, okay? But I'm going to use this just to make sure that these really stick really nicely, because my glue gun my battery died apparently. So anyway, yeah. So now anytime that I eat my ice cream, he thinks it's his, because it comes in the same kind of little cup. Oh, he's so bad. So bad. But so sweet and like so cute, and his little face, just, you can see him smiling and see how happy he is just all the time. He's so happy. And I love that. Just happy to be around us and be hanging out, and you know, it's fun. He's a really cool dog. So now that I've talked your ear off about my dog and I'm obsessed with him, tell me about your animals. What do you have? Are you a dog mom? Are you a cat mom? A snake mom? What are you? Speaking of being a snake mom, my cousin was telling us how she got, whenever her son was like I don't know, 15 maybe, 16 possibly. He's 18 now. She got him a snake, and she's telling us about this. She hated snakes before she got the snake for her son, and now he like has it out in the house and like has it where he's playing with it and touching it. I'm like, oh God, no. Absolutely not. 100% no. I'm sorry. Birds. Chris's mom has a, I think it's some kind of, oh man, you know what? I did this freaking backwards. No wonder. Damn it. Let's see if I can pop this sucker off of here before it's dry. Oh, thank God. Okay. Well, that was a mess up, but thank God this wasn't, the tacky glue was still tacky. But pay attention because this is scored on the back, on the board, okay, of which one goes on which side, okay? I was trying to figure out why it looked funny on the bottom down here. Okay, it's fine. Nobody will ever know except for us. All right, me, you, and whoever else watches this in the future. All right, now, I like this font. This is fun. Anyway, yeah, Chris's mom has some kind of bird. It talks. And it gets real grumpy when it doesn't get enough attention. He gets real mad. So she's got to make sure. Ooh, I love that. And a Doberman. So I dated a guy a long time ago. My like first love was his dad had a Doberman, and that was the most awesome dog. He was so cool looking, and he was so friendly, terrifying to other people, but he was such a neat dog. 3 little ones, Anita. I love it. I want to get another Labradoodle. In fact, me and Chris have been plotting how to go over to his sister's house and just steal her. She has a golden doodle. She's a really cool dog, and I really just want to go over there and take her dog because she's awesome. I love her. And her and Dozer are similar in age, so that is perfect. Although, in the long run, it's probably not. I always said I didn't ever want to get dogs that were that close together in age again. Look how cute. Because it makes it really hard whenever whenever they get old. And it's like back to back being sick and stuff like that. So 85 pounds. Oh my gosh, I thought Dozer was huge. Oh man, that's hard. You know, losing a pet, y'all, is no joke. Seriously. And I don't know if I told y'all. I think I probably did, but so you get this thick jute too, okay? And I'm going to cut a couple strands of this, and it's going to be too long, I can tell you that. But I want it to be too long. I'd rather it be too long than too short. And in fact, I'm gonna need, I don't know why this battery died so fast. That's strange. I think that one might be ready to be toast. Anyway, my mom's dog, she has a little Chihuahua. Okay. I didn't know that you were a Chihuahua lady, but that's interesting to me. Not that that means anything, but my mom is also an accidental Chihuahua lady. This dog that she has showed up at her house and was a stray and was just like on my mom's front porch, barking its head off at her and my dad and my niece and nephew one day. And so, of course, my little niece, Caitlin, decided, well, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. So we're going to tie this to this one, not to itself. My gosh. Anyway, so my little niece is like, well, we're keeping this dog now. And, you know, Grandma can't say no to her grandkids. She was perfectly fine saying no to her daughter, but something happened. Anywho, so, yeah, they adopt this dog, and her name is Abby. This was like, I don't know, probably 13 years ago. And she's been their dog ever since, right? She's the most spoiled little dog, and my dad is so cute with her. She's my dad's dog, if we're being honest, okay? My dad loves that stinking dog so much that she like jumps up on his lap, and she does not like people, okay? She hates me with a passion. She is so mean to me, and I'm very kind to her. I mean, she is my sister after all. But anyway, so yeah, they have this little Chihuahua. Well, she used to sit up on the couch, on like the top of the couch, and so she still does sometimes. And I guess she's so old, she's like 15. She meant to jump onto the chair, like onto the arm of the chair, and she accidentally jumped onto the floor, y'all, from the top of a recliner type chair in my parents' living room on the tile floor, and ate it, hit her face on the floor. And so my mom, of course, is freaking out, rightfully so, and takes her to the vet, gets x-rays done, and they actually had to put her to sleep to do x-rays because, I don't know why, because she's so little, I guess, I'm not sure. She's tiny though. And, oh, I love that. You know, a lab mix is such a great dog. Seriously, they're the best. So she fell and hit her face, right? And they take her to the vet. And so several years ago, it's probably been 5 years or more now, they slowly over time had her teeth pulled, because little dogs have really bad problems with bad teeth. It's just like a thing that happens to little dogs. Look how cute this is. And so over time, her teeth got pulled out one by one. And so she has no teeth now at this 15 years old age. And so anyways, she doesn't have any bone left in her jaw, y'all. Not any bone at all. It's all, I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone. And so, anyway, she has no bones in her mouth. And poor thing, I mean, it's horrible. Like, and no wonder, now that I think back, so she will not let you get near her mouth. She would not before, and now she's like really peeved off if you get anywhere near her mouth, which rightfully so. I mean, it probably hurts like really bad, because she's got no bones left in there. And so that makes sense, because she's struggled to eat and even drink water. She doesn't drink a lot of water. My mom said, so they ended up doing like a surgery on her, excuse me, and they like added some stitches and some sutures to like strengthen up her jaw. And my mom is telling me all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And remembering the horrible stuff that I went through with my dogs. I mean, it was terrible. Just watching them age, it's totally awful. But anyways, so now my mom's telling me, like, Abby's eating more than she's ever eaten before. She's doing really well, and it's been only like maybe almost a week. I think tomorrow will be a week since the surgery, and she's already improved so much. And she's eating, like my mom's having a puree food for her, which is great. And I mean, I hand fed my dogs. I made special food for my the big dog, but I hand fed both of them at the end because they wouldn't eat. Look how stinking cute that is. Okay. Now, you do get a little raffia with this, and I'm thinking, I don't really know what I want to do, but here's what I'm going to try is, first of all, I'm going to cut a length of this off, okay? So I'm going to try and cut a decent length off and put that to the side so that we have something to use for the centerpiece, okay? And then I'm just going to fold it in half. Now, this is from a roll of raffia. It's not the, like, raffia that you normally see, which I hate that stuff. It makes a huge mess everywhere. and people have allergies to it. It's no good. So this stuff is like perfect because it comes on a roll. It's not messy, and I love it. So that's what you'll get with your craft box this month. I'm just gonna keep folding it in half and cutting the end until I get a small enough little bow, okay? Now I'm gonna keep going probably one more time, I think, yeah. Let's see, maybe not. I think that'll be too small. So we'll go this big, and we'll even, well, we're gonna wait to give it a haircut, but we're gonna have to give it a haircut. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this piece, and you know what? I'll even send you a little zip tie so that you can tie this together, okay? I love these little zip ties. They're so great. But I'll throw that in there too for you so that you can put your little dealie together, okay? Y'all, this one is super cute. I'm really liking it a lot. So make sure that you comment August and get the link for it. All right. Now, I'm gonna tighten that up around there and then just trim it off. And then we can just take this little thing, and I'm probably gonna, let me cut that too in the middle, there. Go around the center of this with it, okay? And just twist it around the center to cover up the middle. If I can keep my grip on it, that'd be great. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're just gonna take a little bit of glue and just put a little bit of glue on the back just to hold it in place. And then, yeah, it's gonna be real cute, I think. I think it will be. All right. I'm gonna just trim off those little edges, or the little, like, little bits that are still left, right? And then I want to get this about the same length, and I think that's all it's gonna take is right there. Now, I have my little bow-ish, okay? And here's what I'm thinking. I think it can go right here. Yeah, and right underneath that little pumpkin in the middle. Just like that. It's perfect. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. I am loving this thing. All right, so I think hopefully that's stuck down good enough. Look how adorable that turned out to be. Isn't that so cute? And you can get it just by commenting the word August. Okay, it's free shipping on the box, and you can get it all month long. So make sure that you score yours. And that's all I have for y'all tonight. I know, hopefully this project wasn't too difficult. I don't really think it was. It seemed like it was pretty easy. So I hope y'all love this one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as always. And I hope y'all have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. Okay?